Talking about the debate this morning, it's one of the most hotly contested races in the country, and it would be an understatement to say social media is buzzing over last night's debate.
Digital journalist Nia Wesley live from the newsroom. What are folks saying across social media, Nia?
Good morning, guys. So first, let me tell you, Ken's 5 finished with 79,000 interactions across social media yesterday. We were streaming the debate, keeping you updated on every quote, every answer, every question. Guys, San Antonians, Texans, people across the country had so much to say. Leanne Capistran, she said, Beto pulled out facts. He's concerned about the well-being of all Texans and every citizen. Lisa Fellows, she said, Ted Cruz is merciless. Beto is getting spanked, and it's a pretty glorious sight. Life Skills by Lucia said Ted Cruz spent the night attacking Beto for advocating for immigrants. Then he tried to pull the hardworking immigrant card at the end. Yeah, right. We ain't buying it. Linda Lutka says Ted answered the questions directly as opposed to the Obama wannabe who ducked and covered. He can only spout the Dems' talking points. Guys, you know, things can get pretty ugly during these political events on social media, you know, and it's important to engage in these important conversations, but make sure you give yourself a break, you know, because things can get pretty heated online.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was going through some of those comments, and like you said, Nia, I mean, there are thousands and thousands of comments on there about last night's debate, covering just about everything. And then, of course, on Twitter, you know, it's been trending.
Well, the biggest comment comes when they come into that voting booth, you know, and then push that button. That's the ultimate comment.